You wouldn't know it looking at me, but just 2 years ago, I was teetering on the decision of either going to the nearest hospital for help or reaching for the biggest knife I could find and ending it all right then and there. After surviving this horrific psychosis out of depression-induced psychosis, I presented a mini documentary video for one of my finals at USC. I was presenting on neuronal plasticity, so I covered myself as a case study for looking at the effects of depression on the brain. How does this relate to Tony and Youth Mentoring Connection? I met Tony at YMC when I was 16 years old. Back then, I was a good student, and because of that, I was able to mask the PTSD and depression symptoms that follow childhood sexual abuse. You see, I've healed from this, but I guess talking about it is heavy. But when I was just 8 years old, my father began an incestuous relationship with me. The abuse lasted 5 years, and after I finally confessed everything to my mother, she told me to never speak of it again because she was afraid that she would lose custody of my sister and me for being found unfit to raise children in an unsafe home. That was her fear anyway. Of the girls who come into YMC's programs, this nonprofit organization estimates that at least over 85% of them have been abused, and the majority of the reported cases are in sexual nature. At the 2018 YMC Boys Initiation Retreat, almost half of the boys in attendance had a story to tell based on sexual abuse happening to them. Is this representative of the population served, or is this just because YMC attracts people who need a safe place to go to heal? A great reason for funding community-based organizations is that they provide a safe space for those who need to have an outlet to release what they're going through, what they've gone through, people who victimized them. Many girls I knew carried this secret or shared it with only a few friends as the way to attempt healing. As a former victim, I am living proof that without YMC, so many young people, male and female, are being left to cope without needed vital support. Even if mental health options are available to people like me when we were young people will not avail themselves, obvious for help, without trusted mentors and community-based organizations to encourage and support the long-term process that is healing after the trauma. Sorry. Given my background, I had a very hard time trusting, thank you so much, hard time trusting and following anything coming from an older male. I'm glad that I not only accepted Tony's offer to introduce my high school sophomore class to mentors who could walk us through the high school and college application process, but also that he has been a mentor and close personal friend of mine ever since I met him. Exactly 1 year ago today, I graduated magna cum laude as an MSW scholar from the University of Southern California. With Tony's help, that was just the beginning of the sprinkling of this organization following me throughout my life. He wrote one of my letters of recommendation for Long Beach State, Cal State Northridge, and USC, which is now my alma mater, thanks to him. Prior to my USC acceptance, I worked alongside Tony and YMC for 6 months and volunteered as a mentor for over 3 years. YMC has not only been great for providing me, my peers, and future generations with tremendous opportunities that can catapult us to the highest achievements we can ever reach. But for those of us who fought great internal struggles, for those of us who saw and found that the healing process is a lifelong goal that requires a rich social support to get through it, to have YMC be present and willing to see that our gifts lay next to our wounds could literally spell out the difference between living to thrive another day or just wanting to end it all. Thank you.